Hello, gamers. Um, I those are words. Um, you're gonna fuck up my sleep schedule. This is not my fault. The fact that I'm employed is not the reason why your sleep schedule is fucked. That's your decision. Don't put this on me. You made this choice. You should do a Thanksgiving vlog. God fucking no. Wow. Hell no. A fucking Thanksgiving vlog? What the fuck do you want me to do? It's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be interesting. You decided to be employed? Yeah, I did decide to be employed. And you're gonna get great streams because of it. Because I just got an email from the computer company that said, hey, we got all your parts and we're going to start building your shit. You should be able to pick it up next week. So I'm about to be up a full PC while you bums are sitting there, you know, doing nothing. I have an orange. It's technically a mandarin because it's mandarin season. I have an orange and I put it in the freezer accidentally. It's been sitting there for almost 24 hours. I've never had an orange from the damn freezer, but I have it now, so fuck you. I'm unemployed. Get a job or go to school. I'm kind of curious about this. I've never done this before. This has been such a curious. I have a knife here as well. I wanted to see if I could like slice through it. That does not, it does not want to be sliced. Okay, maybe this is not the safest thing to do on a desk. Maybe this is not the thing I should be doing. All right, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it till the end of stream. Okay, how about that? All right, I'm back. Let's play some Red Ball and let's talk about things because I have things to talk about. People have been asking me questions. They're playing Christmas music in malls. Why are you, as a man, going to a mall? What could you possibly need from a mall? Aren't malls like dead concepts? Who goes to malls? Who pulls up is like, yeah, it's mall time. Sex? What? They asked the question before you did. It's not sexist, believe it or not. My mom took me there to eat. That's crazy. Cinnabons and pretzels. I would never go to a restaurant and order a pretzel. Maybe I would. It's not my first choice. Of all the things to order from a restaurant, like a pretzel, I don't know. It seems like an odd choice to me. Like, I get it. Some of the pretzels are good because salt and bread, or generally that. But it's like, man, just get like a bag of pretzels from the store. I like the little crunchy ones opposed to the big, fluffy ones. I can appreciate the big fluffy ones, but if I had to choose, I'd prefer, like a little snack pretzel as opposed to a large pretzel. Pretzels are great, though. Too much salt, but I don't need more sodium, I think. My brother got straight ass hair and it's hilarious. Sorry, you have to... You cannot type messages like that, Stevie Clune. I want you to read that back to yourself and then rethink about how you would want to reword that in the future. It's crazy, dog. Jeez. No, I saw the barber message. You can't just say straight ass hair, bro. My brother got straight. That's crazy. I get the context. It's still a crazy message. You don't try to defend yourself. You did this. Talk about how awesome and based I am for getting a 35 out of 40. 35 out of 40? It's pretty good. Do none? You did plenty. I'm not incriminating you. I'm just pointing out your incrimination. All right? This is like pointing out to a criminal like, yeah, you did rob that bank. And he's like, oh, shit, damn, my bad. It's like you didn't know you fucking robbed the bank. No. No. You robbed that shit. You can't just claim ignorance. Like, damn, dude, I totally forgot, bro. That's on me, bro. I won't do it again, I swear, bro. Like, oh my god. It's crazy out here. Somebody also asked me if I'm excited for Thanksgiving. I remember that message. I am excited for Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. As I've grown, I've talked about this before, but as I've grown older, I've appreciated Thanksgiving more. I think that you youngins hate on Thanksgiving, and it's not good. You got to start loving on Thanksgiving a little bit more. It's a great holiday. Thoughts on the Israel agent? Remember, they're true. Everything you've seen is 100% true. I was generated by Israel GPT. We don't have Thanksgiving? Damn. That's on you. Start fucking pulling that turkey out expeditiously. Well, it is my father. It's not like my father. It is my father. I was created through Israel GPT. It's a program. Israel runs it. Great place. It was the... Yeah, you know what, actually? That is a good tell, MJ. That is a good tell. Sorry, am I not making my sarcasm clear enough? Damn it. Thank God I'm not on the... dude, if this ended up being the run, that would be awful. That'd be a terrible thing. Somehow this... Pull that turkey out and then cook them. I said pull that turkey out and cook it. Expeditiously. Get that turkey in the fucking oven. What do you think you do on Thanksgiving? You cook a damn turkey. I don't care how you do it. I've had deep fried turkey. Back in the day. They used to, I used to go to, the place I go to Thanksgiving, they had a deep fried turkey. They put that shit in the deep fryer. It was fine. I'm a turkey hater. I'm also generally a turkey hater. I agree. I think turkey is mid as fuck. But the only thing that saves a turkey, is gravy. I think when I grew up and I discovered the joy of gravy, I understood why turkey is actually like, I can get, because gravy goes on everything and gravy tastes amazing. So that's why the turkey is there. The turkey exists as a vehicle for more gravy, and that's the only reason why you would eat turkey, because you want gravy, and gravy tastes amazing. So, you know, take the turkey, or even better, just let everybody else suck on that turkey. Take the gravy, put it on the ham. Take the gravy, turkey gravy on the ham. All right? Gravy goes on everything. Gravy is the joy of Thanksgiving. We do not. We actually go to somebody else's place for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I've been doing that recently, Miras. We do full game runs at the beginning of stream for better content. I'm not a hater of turkey. I'm simply not a lover of it. I'm not a lover of turkey. You'll never catch me loving a turkey. But I do like gravies, and that's all that matters. It's better content. When your family makes you rice with beans and ketchup on top of a warm glass of milk, I'll have you know that I do not have ketchup in my fridge. Ketchup has not touched the insides of this household. All right? So, fuck you, buddy. That's crazy? It's not crazy. What use do I have for ketchup? What possible use could I have for... I don't often eat dogs or burgers here. There's not a burger household. I don't often eat fries. I don't often eat fries. Well, no, I normally... What I do with my tortillas, I mix it with something else, okay? I take my rice and beans and I put it on the tortilla. Normally, that's how it goes. My body is not a temple? No. Who said it was? Why would anybody make that claim? What a bold claim to make. Oh, thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. It's a robot made by Israel. True, true. All that. Eat more salt, sheep stop. No! I will not eat more salt. Because I don't need more sodium in my body. That's unhealthy. My body is a temple for fucking bacteria or some shit. Do you identify as AI? Yes. Sorry, I have to stop doing this bit. I'm being too ironic right now. But why does it say you had it app in Israel? Because of Inspect Element, MJ? Have you ever heard of it? Why do you think? Inspect Element does exist. You can't trust every screenshot you see on the internet. It's really easy to, like, Inspect Element that shit. Why are we shocked? No, I don't think so. I mean, if you want to go check it, I guess, but... A large spoonful of fucking... How many Americans do you eat every day? Eating an American? God. How big do you think I am to eat multiple Americans? Why are you putting your, like, fucking weird vor fantasies on me? That's not me, dog. That's a you thing. Vor in this economy? I mean, I feel like there are plenty of freaky rich dudes walking around. I mean, who do you think is funding all of these artists' careers? It's not poor freaky people, it's rich freaky people. Inflation is taking... I mean, we've been in, you know... We've been inflating for a hot minute now, so... I don't know why we're shocked. Vor fell off? Was it ever on? Have you ever tasted your arm? Yeah. Of course. I've tasted my arm. It's gotten less frequent, though. It's less enjoyable to bite myself. Not that it was ever really, you know, it wasn't like a common activity. More when I was, like, bored in class, I had nothing to do. I was just sitting there, like, fucking dozing off. Had to keep myself awake. It's a lot less fun to bite on your arm when you have, like, hair. Hair ruins it. It does. I don't have ADHD. It's fake. I don't know if I've talked about it here or somewhere else. What? About how ADHD is fake? It's just ADD. Yeah, well, you know, popular verbiage and whatnot. Public conscience. I'm sure there are better, more technical ways to describe all the, you know, your fucking mental deficiencies. I don't know why that's the word that came to my head. All your mental shit that you got going on. I'm not a psychologist, so I can't tell you. I don't know. Find the right medicine that works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, or you hate it or whatever, find some new medicine. Or maybe don't find medicine at all. Just talk to a therapist. Who knows? I'm not a medical doctor. I can't give you a suggestion on how you should deal with your shit. I can't help you. Better luck next time, baby. Very not autistic sheep here. Yes, you can. I think medication is not inherently bad. And I don't think we should be in the business of demonizing medication. Because for some people, it works really well, and it helps them live happy and, relatively, I don't want to say normal, but normal lives, Not all medication is bad. How does probably just fucks with the brain. Because, most, the psychological issues are, with shit going wrong in the brain, with, chemicals and stuff. So if you can correct the chemicals, then generally the brain works better, yeah? If you don't have, weird fucky chemicals doing stuff, then generally, you correct the chemicals and it all works out, right? Ideally. I don't know, fucking trial and error that shit. Make 100 autistic people, drink mercury or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll fix something. Figure it out. Human trials, baby. Yeah, hormones and stuff. Chemicals and hormones and shit. Look, like I said, I'm not a goddamn scientist. I don't know this. I ball by the seat of my pants. $100 autistic people? What is Mr. Beast doing in my chat? 1 PC for 100 autistic people? What the fuck is happening? This is the shittiest Mr. Beast video ever. I put 100 autistic people in a room for 3 days and watched them. What the fuck? Dude, this is not the good content you're thinking it's gonna be. What is the purpose of this experiment? Shit, man, I don't know. Ask Stevie. He's the one who wants to put fucking... He's the one who wants to make autistic people play Red Ball. I'm not the person who said this shit. I'm not on the... Look, I am not a... I'm a lover of autistic people. I think autistic people are great. Some of the greatest people I've ever met. I've met plenty of autistic people, and they've been fantastic. Some of the best I've ever met. All that. All the Trump talking points. They're great. Why is TB trying to have a therapy session with Stevie in my chat? Israelis? I thought Maybe I'll hit level 6 today, guys. Wow, it's not gonna happen. Freak. Into the hole. Well, at least we're getting there. The country of Israel. The concept of Israel. I've been making too many Israel jokes recently. I switched from trying to talk about the politics of Israel to just making fun of it. So quickly. The duality of man, I guess. Now the government is spying on all of us? Man, I don't know if I'm allowed to make that joke. Because I want to say, as somebody who works for the government, I can confirm, but I don't know if I can, I don't know what line I'm allowed to cross there. In terms of making jokes about my government job. I don't want to, do the ironic spreading of misinformation, because they might not take it as irony. I don't know, like, if they bring this shit up in court, if this, like, you know, is gonna go well. If I say something too seriously, but I'm trying to be ironic. Because some people might actually believe that shit. If you clipped my stream out tactically and showed it to like a 56-year-old grandma, she might buy that shit. Or she to get us to confess. I'm actually I have all of your chat messages fucking logged and recorded. I've been tracking all of you, bro. God, oh no, you shouldn't be worried. I'm doing nothing bad with this information. There's no malicious activity. I just wanted it. I just like it. I like to have it. For fun. It's kind of weird. It's not. It's normal. It's normal. You become Secretary of State in the... If they played that shit during my inauguration, bro. Ooh, boy. I might have to, you know, tenure and early resignation. I don't know if the people want to see that. As the up-and-coming Secretary of State. The government? No, when I took my oath of office for my government position, I had to put my hand on a fucking Quran and say, "We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame." I don't know why they put my hand on a Quran. It was weird. I'm like, shouldn't this be a Bible? And they said, no. I mean, it's... I'm pretty sure, and I don't know about that one, TV. You should recheck yourself. Look in the mirror again, okay, just to make sure. What? Poor K, poor K, poor K. Damn it. Every liberal white boy is going crazy saying Momdanistan and Inshallah. I would argue that Inshallah's funny. I haven't seen a lot of Momdanistan, but admittedly I haven't been following Momdani all that heavily, so don't quote me on anything like that. Fun segue. I was in art class and there was one kid who was painting that just looked like Charlie. Going to art class and painting a person has got to be fucked up, because other people are gonna look at that shit. That's the craziest thing about like art class. Like, people just look at that, and if you draw some dumbass shit, it's like you just have to like tank that. Like, imagine you're in art class and you like drew something that you know looks like shit, and then you have to have like a critical like discussion about it. Like, wow, I found it really interesting the way that you fucked up everything. I felt that way sometimes in like photography class or like video class. It's like we're supposed to have a fucking discussion. Like, dude, I fucked it up. This looks like shit. This is horrible. We don't have to like go over it. Like, wow, you know, let's do a compliment sandwich, you know? Like, damn, bro, just tell me it's ass. Momdami wife is bad? Well, yeah, that's a fact. But, you know, that's also a man's wife, you know? We can kind of like acknowledge it and like pass on, you know, go forward. There's something that's very, you know, nice about like hot people, you know, being together. It just, you know, makes sense. Momdani is pretty hot. And, you know, his wife is hot as well. So like it works out, right? She also laughed when Dick Cheney was announced dead, which is a fantastic clip, and I'm very proud of her for that. Well, she didn't laugh. She tried not to laugh. She did a very successful job at not laughing. Did I get the flick comment? I don't watch Family Guy. I couldn't tell you. It's a me, Peter Griffin. Lois, you're fat. Is the best comedy show? Well, as somebody who doesn't watch shows, I'll take your word for it. I thought the best comedy show was South Park. But I do hate South Park, so. I'm not a big fan of South Park. What can I say? Smiling Friends is gonna win Best Short Show of the Millennia. I've seen like clips of that show. It's another one of those like low effort animation that's like intentional type things. Like low effort animation, but it's intentional, like trying to like say something profound, I'm sure. Like, is it any, I don't know if people are Smiling Friends watchers, but is it any good? I'm not going to watch it, so. But, I mean, just for my own sake. I haven't watched it. I just don't know where to put it in, like, the rest of, like, the list of, like... Because, like, there's kind of, like, a short list of, like, the adult cartoons, you know, like Simpsons, Family Guy, the Clevelands, I think is what it's called, and then, like, South Park. It seems to fall in that kind of category of stuff, so... It was too meta for me. I get that. I can totally understand that. Yeah, Rick and Morty. I did actually watch a little bit of Rick and Morty. Just because I was trying to understand it. I got kind of like fed up with it. I think the concept, I watched like part of the first season, but then I kind of just got fed up with watching it. Like, I don't know. The jokes just weren't really landing, and I think that sometimes it just kind of got weird and gross and fucked up, and it's like, okay, this is like not for me. It felt like it felt sometimes like it was like being too edgy for its own good, you know? Like it was trying too hard to like appeal to be like, oh, I'm so edgy. Like, oh, okay, dude. Whatever you say, buddy. Gifted me a sub? Yeah, that happens sometimes. House is running off of me. I've seen so many clips from that damn House show. This one with the fucking weird doctor that talks shit to everybody. Why is he still a doctor? That guy's just an asshole. The House guy, he's funny, but he's literally just an asshole. There's no like he's just a dick. I don't know what his deal is. All he does, like every clip I see of the House guy is just him walking around and being like mean to people. It's like being mean and being correct. I mean, he's generally correct about his diagnosis or whatever, but he's also just a dick for whatever reason. I'm like, how have we not fired this guy yet for like an HR violations or something? This is got like how many HR violation storylines has fucking House gone through at this point? He hates the world? Yeah, no shocker there. He's just too good at his job. He strolls up to HR, shows them a fucking pedigree of all the people he's cured. They still hate him, but they're healthy now. He had a prison storyline. Dude, this is why I love like the medical dramas or like the cop dramas, because they're just like these infinite story machines. They will never end, and they will never run out of shit to talk about. It's so funny to me. It's like these are the concept of like a never-ending show just perpetuates regardless. Had some interesting plots. Well, yeah, it had some interesting plots, but never like a Never like an end. It just persisted. I feel like shows like that have an expiration date, and then at some point they just start phoning that shit in. Because, like, there's no way as an actor, like, you can keep doing, like, the same character for, like, 30 seasons in a row. Like, that, like, at some point, you just have to get fed up. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Just kill me. Cheap red ball is pee-pee poo-poo head. Real. It's a fact. Kirk has the Black Plague. Maybe acting is... Maybe... I mean, it feels like you're just kind of going to your 9 to 5. I thought acting was a creative thing. How creative can you be with one character that can't really change all that much because, you know, there's another season to make? You can't... Like, I don't know how much, like, House's character has significantly shifted over the lifespan of a show, right? I'm sure the actors are good, but... Like, as a main character, when you're playing the same character that, like, I don't know, like, how do you develop your character over the course of how many seasons? It was just solo leveling? What is... I've heard of this solo leveling thing that people talk about. I'm actually gonna look it up. I've heard of it. I think it's an anime. People talk about it like it's some mythical beast. Solo Leveling is a web novel. In a world where hunters, human warriors who possess supernatural abilities, must battle deadly monsters to protect all mankind from certain annihilation. Okay, well, that's about, you know, monsters attacking humans? I mean, shit. I mean, it's a fucking anime. Notorious weak hunter finds himself in an endless struggle for survival after surviving an overwhelmingly powerful double dungeon that nearly wipes out his entire party. What is this D&D ass? A mysterious program called the System chooses him as its sole player and in turn gives him the unique strength to level up in strength. This is something no other level is able to do, as hunter's abilities are set once they awaken. Oh. Damn, this is holy power scaling, bro. This seems like dog shit. What do you mean they're set in place? You can't be... Oh, man. That fights have got to be lame as fuck. Dude, are we... That's my one gripe with all the fucking anime. I hate the animes that, like, once they have the power system, it's like... It's just about, like, a strength competition. It's like lifting weights. Fights are like lifting weights. Whoever can lift the heaviest just wins. Like, no, I want a little bit of brain, you know? The smarter guy should also have, you know, if you're, like, weaker, but you're also got, like, a big old brain, I feel like that shit should be, you know, rewarded at some point. So what, does it just have, like, dog shit storytelling or something? I mean, apparently it's, like, popular enough that people care about this, so... The storytelling... So it's just weird. Mm. Imagine I actually hit level 4 this time instead of fucking it up massively. I imagined. Cooked. Shoop. I'm not going to, like, watch it or, like, read it or anything, but, you know, I just hear people talking about it. The problem with anime sometimes is it feels like you just have to only be into anime as, like, your main form of, like, entertainment if you want to be, like... Some people are just, like, there's just so much anime out there, and so people have watched, like, so much of it. It feels like the, like, where are the people that have, like, read, like, maybe a couple? It's like everybody's, like, a fucking expert in everything, dude. I think it's too juicy. It's not too juicy. 90% of anime feels like slop. Isn't that 90% of all media? I feel like putting that on anime is kind of like a just shitting on anime for no good reason, when in reality, like, all media is 90% slop. Not just anime, right? You remember the good things, but, you know, all the slop kind of, like, blends together in your head. Right? It's only if something is really, really good or really, really bad do you remember it. Read Ajin Demi-Human? No. But, you know, you can ask. I'm just not really in an anime reading mood right now. I don't particularly care to read it as of now. Anything, really. I just don't care enough. Once I finished watching the frickin', whatchamacallit, fucking mecha fight robot kill angel thingy, whatever the hell it's called. I kind of, you know, I'm like, I said, you know what? I'm done. I think I'm okay for now. Maybe it'll come back, but after the disappointment of the last 2 episodes of that shit, Neon Genesis Evangelion, yeah, that's the one. After the last 2 episodes of that show, man, I'm like, damn, bro, this shit did not cook. It's a bummer too. It was a decent show up until then, except for all like the weird like slice of life middle episodes that kind of felt like they were slapped in the middle because they needed runtime or something. I didn't like those. I liked when shit was dark. It's not even that. It's like the episode where it's like the mean German girl and Denji have to fucking like link up, or like, you know, they have to be in sync to defeat this angel. I didn't like that episode. Like, it was like funny, but it also felt like super goofy and lighthearted, and I'm like, ugh, that's just not the vibe I wanted. Like, I'm not opposed to goofy, lighthearted shit inherently. It's just that in a show that is inherently kind of like dark and evil, it just feels like, especially when it's not like sandwiched between like dark stuff. My beef with that episode is just like, it wasn't sandwiched between like there needs to be like some semblance of like, I don't know, some semblance of like pain, I think, to really make that like feel as impactful as it should feel, you know? The kind of, this little short burst of like joy and whimsy, it should still feel like fucking like this shit fucking sucks. Heard of filler? I know, but I don't like it. I've heard of filler, I just don't fucking like it. I don't think I don't think it jives with the show as dark and as like spiffy as Evangelion is. I feel like, you know, you should keep that, you know, at least like I said, there should be some sort of like dark element to the episode to make those lighthearted moments feel more impactful, more momentous, you know? That we are getting like a very human side of this like very dark universe. That's my only beef with it. That's my only beef. Always darkness and light? Well, you know, maybe not technically, but I get what you mean. His joy and whimsy. I do hate joy and whimsy. I'm okay with joy and whimsical shows. And I've watched plenty of them, and I've read about plenty of joy and whimsy. I've read and I enjoy joy and whimsy. It's just that, you know, when joy and whimsy is not good, I don't want no joy and whimsy in my shit. You know? If Poon Poon had like a side episode where he just, you know, he spent the entire day, you know, singing and dancing and, you know, and being happy and joyful, well, it wouldn't be fucking Poon Poon. This shit is not about, you know, joyness and happiness and having fun. That shit ended after like the first... Like, after the first 30 chapters of that shit, alright? There was no more joy and happiness in that fucking show, okay? Damn it. It is dying and it's sad. Well, yeah, some shit should be sad. I think that's fine. Some media is sad, and that's okay. Not everything has to be happy, but... I think just being able to know your place. Really. That's kind of all. You know? Not everything has to be happy, but, you know, there should be a point. It shouldn't be sad with no reason. It shouldn't be needlessly sad. There should be some, like, reason. Slice of life is fine. Like, what's that, like, Spy X Family thing that everybody talks about? Isn't that, like, you know, a happy, joyous show that everybody loves? It's filled with whimsy and shit. Why do I only hit level 6 when I fucked up level 5? I don't understand it. Watch too much, but yeah, kind of. I'm not sad, you know. I'm not always sad. I'm very, you know, Sheep's a positive guy. It's a known fact. Sheep's a positive guy. I watch it. Is it good? I don't know. I just came across a tweet that was talking about it, and then in the comments, somebody said that if the show doesn't end with the two main characters having fucking ravenous sex with each other, then they would be furious. And I thought, man, that's interesting. Man, these Twitter people are something else. Have sex scenes? That's what I'm saying. There's not enough fan service, okay? The problem with the beach episode is that all of these people are wearing bathing suits that are too safe. Their bathing suits are not revealing enough, and I've always said that. Okay? Like, why the fuck are we wearing a costume that doesn't have a boob window in it? And that's my problem. And that goes for both genders. Okay? Everybody should have boob windows. Alright? Should be a universal thing. Is 16. That is a problem. You know what? You do say that, and it does, you know. I want a beach episode where only the adults go. And they're all wearing nothing. It's just... This is finally, we've reached it. Peak anime. Alright. Wait till bro finds hentai. That is true. The problem is I do want my hentai with a little bit of lore. Okay? I don't want every, you know, I don't want every episode to be about, you know, hot sex. There needs to be some, you know, I need some story beats in between, right? I want to feel the passion. You are objectifying women. Jesus. You can probably find that. I'm sure I could, but I don't want to do the search. The problem is I don't want to do, you know, I don't want to put in the legwork to find that. So it's not exactly a topic you can broach with your fucking office, you know, your coworkers. Not exactly like a chat around the water cooler type bit. No, I don't want the kids. I hate the kids. No kids. I don't like the kids. No. I don't want... If anybody's pregnant, I'm logging off. I'm not interested. Okay? I don't like children. I don't like children in my freaky hentai comics, okay? I don't like children in my freaky hentai comics. Is that crazy for me to say? Is that crazy for me to say? Back in my day. God forbid I don't have an impregnation fetish. Okay. Just because my fucking author does doesn't mean that I want to hear about it. Yeah. Speaking of some freaky shit, I've been cooking up a tweet. It's not entirely related to freaky shit, but it's got elements. I don't know if I want to talk about it, though, because I feel like I don't want to ruin the surprise, because I feel like I genuinely have something good cooking. I just have to find a way to, like, word it properly. I need to convey the message incorrectly. I was cooking it at work today. I was, like, thinking about it. And then, like I was thinking about the concept, and then, like, it just kind of came together in my head. And so I've got a tweet. I've got a tweet cooking. Yo, gang, I have a breeding fetish. Like, I really want to breed women with kids and shit. That's, like, pretty normal, I'd say. No, you're not, but, you know. I'm not trying to set expectations too high here, okay? I think the problem with me talking about it is that I don't want to, like, set expectations for the quality of this tweet. It could be dog shit for all I know. You know? I'm just doing the best I can. It's just been a while since I've had a brain blast like that. You know? Where I've been thinking about tweeting something, but then it actually, like, it came together in my head in a way that I liked. It's been a while since I've had that, so I've got some notes saved on my phone, and I'm gonna, like, try to put these puzzle pieces together in a way that feels, you know, satisfactory. That was a good tweet! The waist not snap. That was a good tweet. I argue that was a good tweet. The not hot girl hours, I'd argue. That was a good tweet. I won in fantasy football, so fuck you. It's subjective. It is. That's the best part about Sheep's Twitter. You know, you can. It's open to interpretation. Don't let the author tell you how you should be interpreting Sheep's Twitter account. The problem with Twitter is that it's been replaced by TikTok. Or sorry, X. The problem with X is that it's been replaced by TikTok. Everybody is just putting in, like, posts that they would initially make on X or Twitter. Except they're just putting it on TikTok with their faces in the background or something. And I'm like, man, back in my day. Sheep, when you become president, are you going to post a random photo of the Grinch? Yeah, it's bad. I've kind of purged my feed of most of them, but, you know, it's impossible to not run into the foreign nationals. It's not even MAGA. It's foreign nationals pretending to be MAGA. I think that was exposed, like, a little bit ago, that, like, all the big far-right Twitter accounts are all, like, they're all, like, you know, people from random third world countries. It's crazy. No scrolling through reels. That's good. Don't fall into that trap. They're all Indians. It's crazy. Half of them are, like, Russians. The other half are, like, fucking from, like, Kenya or something. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in Kenya tweeting about how great Donald Trump is? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? What? It's crazy how, like, kind of open it is. It's a very open secret about the whole thing, and people still buy that. So, you know, hey, like I said, people are willfully stupid. You can't solve, you can't save them. People are willfully stupid. And let me tell you, I get to know that pretty up close and personal with my job, so. I know. Are you a Twitter bot full time? If I was a Twitter bot full time, I'd be fired. How many white people do you work with, Sheep? A decent chunk of them. You know what's more interesting to me about the whole like office thing? Like going from working in like the news industry to working in the like in like a big office building. There's just way more fat people, dude. There's so many more like overweight people. Like so many more. It's kind of crazy even. Like it's just something that I didn't like expect. Not that it's bad or anything. I'm not like, this is not me being like fat phobic or anything. They're great people, but it's just like, that's crazy. It's just like so many, like, you're probably a little bit overweight, bro. And like, I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and claim myself as like some perfect specimen of fucking human anatomy, but I mean, comparatively, I'm a sweat, like even comparatively to my last job. Not saying that I was definitely on the bigger side of my last job, but not because I was like, you know, but mostly because I was like a dude, and I had a, you know, I was a guy, and I was taller than people. I had more muscle than people, so you know, it's kind of the nature of the business. But even still, it's kind of just crazy. It made the whole like obesity epidemic thing feel so much more real to me. I'm gonna dip. Have a good one. I don't know. I've just never like, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that, but like I was walking down the hallway and it's like, man, when they talk about that obesity epidemic thing, like that shit is like actually like, damn, it is happening. That's crazy. Melanin from your skin. I mean, some of my most like present trainers, the people who are training me, some of my trainers, it sounds like I'm talking about my owners. No, but some of the people who train me are like very much not white. I don't want to like start it going around, you know, like naming off all the skin colors, but sheep if he was kinky. What do you mean if? Deaf Hispanic. There was a new guy in the office today that was absolutely Hispanic. Without a doubt. And I'm like, new guy in the office? I'm a new guy. I was the new guy in the office. We already got another new guy in the office? God damn. We sped run that new guy shit. Here for a month talking about some new guy. I have not. I literally just got this job like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And there's already a fucking new guy, bro. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. We are really just adding in new people. I haven't met him yet. I kind of want to go up and talk to him. Because he looks cool. That sounds racist. That sounds super racist. No, I didn't mean it like that. He's younger like I am. And he has physical fitness. And I'm like, that is a curious mix of things in this particular area. So I don't know. He seems like, I don't know, he seems like a cool guy. So I kind of want to talk to him, just see what the vibes are. He reminds me of a guy who I used to talk to in my videography class in college. He's giving me vibes like that. I don't like. I'm gonna describe a person to you, and I want you to like tell me if you understand what I'm talking about. But he's kind of got like athletic Christian vibes, like people who are really into like working out, but also really into arts and really into like Jesus. It's like a weird trio. Charlie Kirk was not like into the gym. And I don't know how into Jesus he was. I think that was just, you know, him, like he was not super into Jesus. That was just him, you know. That was just, you know, the right-wing talking points. But no, the people who are actually into Jesus. People who are actually into Jesus, like, they don't talk about it. With a fade. Yes. Yes. He does have a fade. Yes. MJ knows what I'm talking about. MJ knows what I'm talking about. People who are actually into Jesus do not talk about how into Jesus they are, okay? They keep that shit low-key. Everybody who knows a real Jesus lover, anybody who's talked to a real Jesus lover knows that shit, okay? They keep that shit on the low. All right? If you're out there talking about how much you love Jesus, you're not a real Jesus lover. You're not. You're not. Okay? If you're yapping too much about that shit, then you don't fuck with the Lord like that. And I know you a fake and a fraud. Kind of fire political topics we're gonna bring. I'm not bringing up anything. I'm just rubbing my hands together, ready to fucking toast some people if need be. All right. If it comes around, brother, just because it's fucking family, don't mean that we hold punches around here. Okay. If we're gonna discuss politics, we're gonna discuss politics. Okay. None of that pussy shit. If you can't handle it, then don't bring the fire to the table. I didn't want the smoke, but you wanted it, so I'm gonna provide it. You asked for it. You said, sheep, I want the smoke. I want the smoke. And I gave you the smoke, and now you're fucking mad. I can't help you. Grow a pair. About shit sometimes. Yeah. That tends to be a pretty, common thing. I tend to have a lot of similar viewpoints with Mom. Sometimes we disagree. I tend to be a little bit more nihilistic. Especially around, stuff. But it's that's also understandable. Judging from where I'm at in life and where she's at in life. It's a little bit easier to be, much more positive when you're older and, all your shit is, established. I think I'm starting to, kind of get there because, why are you so doomer? Because, I don't know, because for a while, I think my life has kind of, not been where I wanted it to be. It's kind of, not saying that it sucked, but it's not, life has not been where I wanted it to be for a very long time. I think just now, as ironically as it is, getting this job is kind of, this is the beginning of what I imagined my life would be like after college. This is what I imagined. This is what I wanted. And so it's kind of surreal in a sense that I'm all this shit is happening now. If I can talk in a more retrospective way, for last year was not a good year for me. I did not the era of the going to work. There were positive aspects, but it's just there's this overwhelming sense of dread of I am never going to get to where I want to be in life. And then eventually, I quit and it's okay, I'm gonna this is all or nothing. It's all or bust. And then, the worries of being unemployed. But most of it, it's not me worried about being unemployed because I know I'll find a job. It's not the question of if I'll find a job. It's if this job is going to be what I want it to be. Do I deserve to have the job that I want to have? And it turns out I do. I do deserve to have the job I want to have because I got it. And so now I'm in a new kind of era of this is what I wanted. And everything is going well, everything is great, and so now we're just kind of, adjusting to that and kind of resetting my expectations so I can move higher in the chain. So definitely I'm much more positive, but that's just because of the situations that's just because the situation in my life has dramatically improved. So I have the privilege of being more joyful, I guess, if you want to describe it like that. Next time we get to level 6, we're calling it on Full Game Runs. What's your opinion on Kanye West and the ability to separate art from the artist? That's an interesting topic. I wish I could give you a more definitive answer, but the real answer is I don't know. Because the problem with separating art from the artist is that it is it is like, it's just impossible to do that, right? Like, I want to listen to Kanye music. I like Kanye songs. But whenever I listen to a Kanye song, well, there's money that goes to Kanye. Every time I load up Kanye on Spotify, that money goes to Kanye. And now I'm, you know, unintentionally, you know, being a part of supporting somebody who's, like, genuinely an awful human being. If I talk about Kanye music, if I listen to Kanye music, I am kind of unintentionally spreading that. Like, even if I, like, listen on a YouTube playlist that's not owned by Kanye, the money isn't going to Kanye, I am still, like, giving that video more views, which is in turn going to recommend it to more people in the algorithm, which means I'm unintentionally spreading, like, Kanye to more people. You know, if you want to think about it in a more esoteric way. So kind of separating art from the artist is a task of impossibility. And I want to separate art from the artist, but it just feels like impossibly difficult and annoying sometimes. So I think it's very much like a child labor making your t-shirt kind of thing, you know? I think it's okay if you buy a t-shirt that was made by child labor, but that's not because it's like good that child labor exists, but it's fine because you yourself are not, you are like multiple stages down the chain of causing that child labor to happen. Like, yes, we could say that if you didn't have demand for a t-shirt that was cheap enough to be made by child labor, then they wouldn't be using child labor. So then therefore, like, by proxy, you are a direct, you know, causation factor of child labor being used. I think that there's enough, like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? There's enough, like, levels of separation that mean that you are not, like, culpable for child labor being used to make that t-shirt that you are wearing right now, right? Bullshit I've been seeing on Twitter is Ye. I don't know. I don't follow Ye, and I know that his next album is going to be trash anyway, because the last couple of albums have been trash, so the fuck am I supposed to care? Kanye's going to release some more mid shit. This happens to, like, every, like, hip-hop artist. Once they hit, like, their late 30s, they all become dog shit. It happens to, like, everybody, bro. Like, look at all these old-ass, like, rap artists still doing it. Eminem and Snoop Dogg and, like, all these, like, old school legends. They're all trash, bro. Eminem doesn't release good shit. I don't know what Snoop Dogg does. At some point, you know, feels like a lot of these people just become, like, I don't know. Clips is good. Oh, please. No way I miss. Oh, that sucks. I was on a good run, too. That fucking blows. Okay, hold on. I guess that's the end. Dude, that was a run happening, too, and I fucked it up on 7. Okay, I have this orange. It's been defrosting a little bit. Hold on, I'm gonna go full screen. My orange has been defrosting. It's shiny now. I want to see if it's more cuttable. It is very cuttable. Oh, it's extremely cuttable. We're going to gaze upon the inside of this orange, and we're going to judge it. I mean, it looks pretty normal. It's still cold. Oh, it's icy. I don't know if I like that. That's very rock hard. I don't like biting into cold things. Hold on. I have a little piece here. I'm gonna try to, like, suck on it or something. It's not biteable. Okay. So the texture has been ransacked. But it still tastes good. This is a very good orange, so I wouldn't expect it to taste bad. It's just, you know, odd. Okay, let's go do some individual levels. This is the time that the stream becomes dog shit and everybody can leave. All right? Everybody go home now. It's no more entertainment here, I'm sorry. Entertainment is gone. You've been lied to. Everyone already left? Well, yeah, exactly. That's why I start with all the fun stuff. It always stream starts fun and then people like have to go to bed because I'm streaming at ridiculous hours now, so it's not like shocking. People just aren't compatible with my new hours, and that's like an unfortunate reality of like the new life that I live. Maybe I'll actually get some pussy now that I don't have anybody watching me. Letting me take off school? Oh, well, that's nice. It's like a quarter. Okay, that's fair. That's nice. My parents would never let me do that shit. But I was also a really good student, so I didn't really want to take off school, because the thing that sucked about taking off school was, like, if you took off school too much, then you'd have to, like, catch up on everything, and it would suck. Like, I have to go and I have to catch up. And then also, like, during the short days, I feel like most of the time, those were, like, pretty fun. Maybe I'm just a nerd, but, like, I generally, like the last day of school, like, the vibes were pretty chill. And it was a pretty enjoyable time. Like, we would, like, spend the period doing some fun stuff. And I'm like, that's fine. Working on a research paper? Damn, what... Did you have a choice of what to research? I'm actually kind of interested in your research paper and your topic. It's been a while since I've written a research paper, but I still remember the process. Are you citing your sources, Stevie? Do you have a document of all of the sources that you're using? You better be citing your fucking sources. SS paper? You better be citing your fucking sources. I haven't done shit. Have you decided on a topic? Social studies? Oh, it's like history. What's your topic? Tell me about your topic. I want to know. Well, tell me about the idea of what your topic is. I'm actually kind of curious. History's always fascinating. It's history, man. It's like, what do you expect? Of course, history's going to be fascinating. It's kind of like the nature of the business, right? Stupid. Cyber warfare? Or move nation to nation? Oh, to pick and choose off the list. Yeah, that's classic. The history of cyber warfare wiki. You always start every good research paper by reading shit off Wikipedia, Stevie. Don't be stupid. Read off Wikipedia. Only thing I've done? Well, no, the best part is that people don't use Wikipedia correctly. Okay, let's see. Let's go down to definition and then... sabotage. Admits that electrical grid is susceptible to cyber warfare. Propaganda, motivations... Good reads. Yeah, that's always how you start. That's how you start every good research. Make sure you got your links and shit. I don't know how long your research paper is, but when I was doing research papers, it would depend on how long, but normally I can actually pull up my old research papers. I wonder how many sources I was using. 5 to 7 pages. I'm going to pull up like a comparable research paper in my like drive just to see. Am I signed in to my Google? I am. All right, let's go to my school here. Let's see. Let me go to my... I remember doing a 10-page one. What about my sophomore fall? Philosophy, politics. Let's see what I got. We had summaries, notes, homework. So not really any papers. Okay, that's a shame. What about philosophy? Oh, the short response papers. But those didn't have a lot of like notes to them. Okay. That's a bad example. What about sophomore spring? Presidential politics? Study guide? Paper. Here we go. How long is this paper? Prompt 1. This is a... it says 9 pages, but 6, 7, 8... 8 pages long. How many sources do I have? I've got... Damn, that's all? What the fuck? Was this all... Are these all textbooks? Oh, these are all textbooks. That's why. Okay, they were limited. I was forced to use textbook sources for this. That's why. I want to go to my like my first in freshman fall. If I go to my international relations class, oh, you know what's an even better example? My senior spring in my political science class. I should have an article. Yeah, my Security Council simulation. I was writing from the perspective of Russia on the situation in Sudan. This is my works cited. I actually had it numbered for this. This is my works cited. 42 ultimately, which is kind of, I mean, 42 for what ended up being like about a 4-page paper. I thought it would be more, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I really prefer doing the numbers because I can just cite them like this. Normally, I would prefer, like, the real, I would like to have them, like, up on the top, like Wikipedia has them. You know how you see the numbers up here? That's a much better way to do it. It's much cleaner, but, you know. You expecting to use, like, 20 sources? Yeah, for you, like, definitely something like that. But this is, like, something, because, like, the thing is, not only did I had to cite, like the history of everything. Like, if we go down here, we can see, like, I'm citing, like history stuff like this, where it's literally just an article about the history of the thing and what's happening, but I'm also citing like what Russia wants to do. So I'm citing literally like this is like security, like this is Russian news. I'm literally like citing a Russian news site to get information on what Russia would actually want. So I'm kind of double dipping in February. Yeah, but I'm also somebody, like, don't take this from me, I'm also like, I was like good at school, so I was somebody who always got ahead of the pale on stuff. The Russian Federation is committed to the belief that all nations have the right to sovereignty, territorial integrity, and self-determination in accordance with Article 2, I think that should be capitalized, Article 2, of the UN Charter. The current crisis has roots stretching back to the War of Darfur in 2003 to 2006 between the government of Omar al-Bashir and multiple rebel groups in Darfur. The conflict escalated until in 2003. That is weird wording. The conflict escalated until in 2003, when conflict broke out. See, that should probably be deleted or something. Conflict broke out between the Rapid Support Forces and the Sunnis Armed Forces. The impact on the Sunni citizens has been devastating, with facing acute hunger, 20 million children not attending. Yeah, this is Russia calls for an end to hostilities for all combatants. Well, okay, here's the funny thing about this thing. I have to talk about it from the Russian perspective, but the Russian perspective actually doesn't want this conflict to end. That's the best part. I remember this because Russia's a little rat, and they sell weapons to people. So as long as third world nations are like fighting each other, the Russians get to profit by selling weapons to them. Yeah, you were a nerd? Yeah, exactly. Like I said, a lot of people, like, definitely... Oh, damn it, I X'd out of my browser. Fuck. My music. A lot of people are definitely, like... I don't want to say, like, slackers, but they definitely waited a little bit longer to do their papers. That was not me. I was always on top of my shit. But that was because, like, I'm kind of... I don't want to say I'm built for school, but generally I was better at school. I was kind of just better at school. I don't even do my fucking homework. That's not a good thing. I don't want to say that's a good thing. You should celebrate that, but you know, hey, as long as you get through it and you feel like you're learning something. I mean, like I said, like most people in like the top positions weren't really good at school either. It's the best part about it. You don't have to be good at school to get a top position. All you have to do is, you know, be good at talking and be a fun guy. For the most part, you'll do pretty good in the jobs industry. You don't have to be smart to earn a lot of money. You have to be charismatic. And you have to know people. That's why college is so important. It's not because college is not important because you'll learn something. College is important because you'll meet people who are learning something. And if you know the people who know shit, well, then guess what? The people who know shit are going to be like, hey, I remember you. You were a fun guy. I remember getting blackout drunk with you on a college, you know, doorstep. You want to come work for my company? And you'll say yes. And then you'll be making more than me in a fucking minute. That's all it takes. It's part of the reason I'm in the position that I am. because I was the person who tried to know shit, but I didn't want to know enough shit, and I didn't want to talk to enough people to, you know, I know shit, but I don't have enough like drive to turn that into like owning a business or whatever, or like making a ton of money, because I don't care enough. So I kind of get the weird middle ground. Yeah, just know people. It's what teachers don't tell you, or whatever. Whatever. Just go on. Don't overcomplicate life. I think that's a thing that we like to do to ourselves. For the most part, it's not that deep. Some shit is that deep, but it's always I think it's always easier with hindsight to look at stuff and say it's not that deep. You know, back when I was in high school, you know, everything was like, I gotta apply to college. I gotta get to college. I gotta go. I gotta get to the best college. I gotta get the best grade so I can go to the best college. I can get to the college I want. And then I ended up going to like some bumfuck university where I probably could have gotten B's and I would have been fine. Not talking shit about my university, but I had multiple acceptance letters to much more prestigious universities that I decided to reject because I preferred the option, the freedom that I gained with my option. And I'm happy with my choice. I'm happy with the college that I went to because I think it made me the person who I am today, and I'm happy with the person I am today. So if I wanted to be a bigger nerd, I would have gone to a university in DC. I had a invitation I don't want to say I had a acceptance letter to American University. That's in Washington DC. An American University is a pretty nice college. It is a pretty nice college. The campus kind of was shit though, and also it was like, again, it was like kind of only poli-sci shit. Like you're going to American University because you're gonna study politics, and then you're gonna intern at like Congress or something. Like you're gonna do all of that, and that I think it was nice that I was started to question my like, because like I always knew I wanted to major in poli-sci when I was in high school. It was just a question of like, okay, so how like much do I like this? And I was kind of like wavering on my belief during like the senior year of high school. So when I started getting college acceptance letters, I ended up saying to myself like, okay, like do I want, like if I go to American University, I'm pretty much like forced into this one path, and I wasn't comfortable with that, so I decided to stick with the more general option, and I think that was good because now I'm here talking about this. You have a degree? I have a degree in political science. I didn't waver off that. I knew I was going to major in political science. It was just a question of where and what did I want to be surrounded by. And I knew I wanted like an actual college campus, you know, like a dedicated space that was a college campus. And I didn't know what I wanted to do for a minor. Because if I went to American University, it would have been like a minor in like some other political shit. Like it wouldn't have been a lot of like difference. And that was also the point where I wasn't streaming yet. But I had like interest in like, man, streaming is like a cool idea, like video and content in YouTube, like all this is like very cool to me. Like the concept of doing that and like as a hobby, that could be interesting. And so it kind of ended up becoming a thing when the pandemic hit, and then, you know, history's history. And then my launch Minecraft. Well, yeah, and it's like now I'm in this weird spot in my life where I have the tiniest little bit of fame in a very specific niche community, and it's really, or multiple niche communities, and it's really funny that this is like you know, me questioning my desire to do political science has spawned all of this. Okay, the reason I am Sheep003, the reason I'm playing Red Ball, it was all because of, you know, me saying, you know, I think I want to go to a more general college as opposed to a very hyper-specific college. It's, you know, maybe it would have happened regardless, but not in the way that it, you know, it has been now. So yeah, this is Sheep003. I am Sheep003. It is a part of my personality at this point. It is very curious. You are not Sheep003. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You are not me. I've been thinking, speaking of Sheep003. No, shut up. Don't turn this into like a "you have made me" type thing, okay? Fuck out of here with that. I'm so happy right now. I was going to talk about something else, but I actually kind of want to hear what Roses is happy about. Do tell, Roses. You are very happy right now. Elaborate. It's very rare that somebody comes into my chat filled with, joy. So this is a new experience for me. And joy is not often experienced in the Sheep03 chat room, so. This might be a meme, so I want you to prepare. Progeny can't be that good. Actually, I got DM'd by somebody from Progeny for, like, some Gen 4 stuff. I'm like, bro, you want me to do some Gen 4 stuff now? Like, Christ. No, but please continue. You're very happy. Apparently you got lucky. Please elaborate. I need to hear. I want to see the full paragraph. I'll talk a little bit about my Progeny stuff. Somebody DM'd me. Actually, somebody who I knew, somebody who I met in Progeny, actually. They DM'd me. They said, hey, do you want to do a thing for Gen 4? Do you want to join my religion for Gen 4 and become a fucking pastor? And I said, no. Because it sounds too peaceful. It sounds like a peaceful, very boring existence. And that's not the content that I'm looking for, unfortunately. So I told them, I appreciate the offer. I appreciate that you thought of me as like somebody who you wanted to be with in that sense, but I am not interested. So no, Sheep03 will not be, shilling religion in the next season of Progeny. I think I will have to be somebody's son, though. I can't get away from it. I will have to have a father or a mother in the next season. I will have to have parents, which is going to be like awkward roleplay. But hey, we gotta. My BF's best friend is staying over, and we got drunk for his birthday, and I ate him out. Like his ass? Damn. Why not just go for the fucking front? It tastes good, but like, why not? He tasted good. That's crazy, bro. I mean, washing your ass is fine, but I can't imagine that. Like, I've bit skin before. I don't know, like, how sweet the damn taste is of ass specifically. I mean, I wash my ass, but still. Not ass. You said you ate him out. Oh, do you have is there like a trans friend? Sorry, I'm like confused on the body parts here. Is this like a trans individual that we're talking about? Okay, see, that's what I was confused. That's why I was confused. I was baffled because I thought you were just eating out some dude. No, okay, it is a dude, but it's a different flavor of dude. That's cool. No, that's fine. That's fine. You just look, Roses. The heteronormative society we live in still, has impacts on us, whether we like it or not, Roses and Diaz. You're speaking to like a straight, heterosexual guy. A straight heterosexual, same thing. You're speaking. Everyone's trans down there. No, but that's sick. Shout out. Bro got snatch. Shout out to Big Man. You'll love to see it. I would be fucking ecstatic too. If I ever start stream and you see Sheep fucking grinning ear to ear, you know what happened. Miss Flapjack get more play than you. That's crazy work. There are many people who get way more play than I do. Okay, but believe it or not, I'm okay with it. But yeah, we vibe. That's cool. Good to know. A great non sequitur from doing more progeny talk, actually. Thank God. I was about to get into, the depths of it. I'm kind of happy I got a chance to, escape. I don't know your YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. It's not something that I'm subscribed to. No offense. Seam here, based. No, but speaking of YouTube, or speaking of my YouTube, I got an email from the PC guy, and he said my computer would be ready next week. So I have to actually start getting myself, ordering all the extra parts that I want. So I actually have to start, ordering shit off Amazon or, buying stuff now. I gotta get to work. I know. It's all coming together. The real difficulty in this is actually gonna just be knowing all the the little wires and stuff that I need, because I will need wires. It's just a question of what wires will I need. I'm probably gonna end up in a situation where I have a bunch of the parts, but I don't have a specific wire or connector or something. So it's probably gonna be a multiple I'll have there'll be a couple of weeks where I just have a stack of boxes and shit. Sheep get on estrogen now? No. Let me wait until I feminize myself, and then I'll think about it. I need to make sure I'm making the right decision. I don't want to chemically feminize myself. Let's just think about our gender expression before we start, going into our actual gender, right? Let's take this shit in steps. Nobody starts by changing their gender and being I wonder if I liked it the other way. Do makeup? I mean, I have dudes in my phone that I can talk to about makeup. All right? I can talk to my fucking, the male news anchor, all right? About, how to do makeup, okay? Every morning, I'd walk in, I'd be, hi. We'd have a little conversation while he was doing his makeup, okay? Because he's a goddamn professional, okay? Sweetest guy ever, man. That's the funny thing about news, is that either, the people in news are either, really fun, charismatic, people who you want to, hang out with, or they're the biggest fucking diva pricks ever. They're either chill or they're divas. And there's, no in-between with, the public figures. Dog, I don't know your YouTube channel. I'm not about to go on a fucking wild goose chase. Link it, or I'm not clicking. Oh my god, I have to do all the work around here. Don't you know I'm a streamer? I'm very busy, alright? I hope you understand. Okay? I don't have time for this. Ugh. Dude, this shit. Tragic. I've been watching CSGO at my job in terms of streams, because the major is happening right now, or the last major of the year is happening, so, and it happens right in the morning at work, so I just I pop that shit open on the side and I start working. Watching my Australian boys pop off, watching FaZe Clan suck dick, it's all great. I'm just excited for the later stages when we start getting into the real sauce of things. Remnants of Dr. Pickle. Hey, don't dead name people, okay, Miras? Fucked up. I want to fuck around with level 9 a little bit. That's hilarious. The YouTube channel of people who don't care about being a good YouTuber is baffling and amazing. We are Charlie Kirk. We woke through the flame. We don't walk through the flame, we woke through the flame. Because we're based now. Woke Charlie Kirk? Woke Charlie Kirk, except he got the liberal mind virus? Charlie Kirk is just such a topic. Alright, let's see. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked it. Now I'm just going to open my other browser, and I don't want to see all that. Let's open Edge, because we're edging over here. We're edgers. We are edgers. We are edgers. We are edgers. Hear us roar. Dr. Pickle is still alive and well here. Imposter round. This is all from 2 years ago. What the f is happening here? Discord calls at 3 a.m. hit different. Thanks for the thumbnail. Lamau should have looked up. These are just random Google images you found. Phil Mora. I'd love to see it. Stranded trailer. Hell yeah, baby. Phil Mora. Minecraft School Roleplay Season 1. Amazing. Lucas Flapjacks. Damn. Flapjacks, bro. We're pulling out the Flapjacks. It's crazy work. I thought that motherfuckers ate pancakes these days. No, we're eating Flapjacks. Do you have dreams of sugar plums dancing in your head as well, dude? That's crazy. I watched a TikTok video about a guy who made actual sugar plums. And it was crazy. That sugar plums have nothing to do with plums. Real sugar plums have nothing to do with plums. They are not plum related at all. They are very sugar related. Apparently, ancient sugar plums were like sweets. But they were just kind of layers of like flavored sugar just put in a circle. Like basically what they would do is that they would take like a thing. Like sometimes it would be like a nut, like a hazelnut or like a seed. Or sometimes it would be like a cherry or something. And then they would put it, they would put a thin layer of sugar syrup on it. And then they would let it dry. And then they would do it again. And then they would let it dry. And then they would do it again. And then they would let it dry. They did that like 100 times. And they made sugar, and that's how they made sugar plums. And those were like the popular sweets. If you went to the confectioners, that's what they called ancient sweet shops. Ancient candy shops were called the confectioners. You would go to the confectioners and you would buy a bag of sugar plums. So if you wanted to, live back in the days when, back in like the 1900s or something, you could go, probably closer to 1800s would be more like sugar plum times, but if you wanted to live back in the 1800s, you could purchase a bag of sugar plums from the confectioners with your, with 1 cent. It's 5 a.m. It is not for me, but it is for you. So, good luck with that. Get a job. No. Don't get a job. I need more viewers. I think my orange is defrosted enough to be eaten. I am hungry. The problem with my meals this week is that, okay, I made an executive decision about my eating habits, and I feel like I'm kind of regretting it. Because I'm going home, which means I won't have to meal prep enough. So I cut my meal prep in like half. So I just cut out a full meal of meal prep. I only meal prepped like 5 meals of one specific meal, or 6 meals, I should say, of two meals. I don't have any lunch. I just eat breakfast twice. What I've been doing. I just eat breakfast twice. And while that's great and all, it means that I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm not getting enough vegetables, because a big part of my lunch is eating like a ton of fresh vegetables, like peppers and lettuce and peas and shit, like a bunch of fresh vegetables, right? And so I haven't gotten enough vegetables. So what I decided to do is I would make my dinner a fucking vegetable bomb. And so what I've done for my dinner is I have my rice and I have my beans. We always have rice and beans. But I've got tofu, I've got celery, I've got onions, and I've got Brussels sprouts. And that's my dinner. So I've got beans, celery, onions, and Brussels sprouts, along with tofu, which is plant-based. So essentially what we're cooking up here is a fucking, like I said, a vegetable damn explosion in my taste bud. Rice and beans? Bro, I eat literally rice and beans. I've eaten rice and beans almost every single day for the last, like, 3 months. And it's not even, like, good rice and beans. These aren't, like you know, rice and beans you make in, like, the slow cooker. Alright? This is fucking, like, rice I boil for, like, I put rice and I cook in the pot for, like, 20 minutes. And I take beans out of the can. And I put canned beans in rice. And that's rice and beans. Canned beans in the fucking rice, and that's my rice and beans. Real healthy shit. This isn't like, you know, the peak of flavor, but it's real healthy shit. T-boy dick. It's boy kibble, okay? That's what they call it. Why? Because it's fucking healthy and it tastes decent. I've subscribed to the mentality. Well, for a couple of reasons. First, it's really easy to make, and it tastes all right, and it's really healthy. And all those things combined is like, that's exactly what I want. I'm not trying to make like something super overly complicated just for like, I don't know. I don't want to put in that much effort. It tastes good enough, and it's healthy, so it's like, fuck it. Yeah, this is good. This is fine. I'll just dump spice on it on the back half and make it taste fine. Just like take whatever spice blender, like low calorie sauce you want, dump it all over the place, and you're fine, bro. It's not that deep. I'll take a spice, like, I always like to finish all of my meals with a spice blend. For tasting. Whatever generic, like, barbecue spice blend is on sale, I'll just throw that shit on. Lol teasy. That's how we fucking rock around here, bro. It's not pretty, but it tastes alright. If you ate one of my meal preps, you would not hate it. You wouldn't fucking love it. It wouldn't be your favorite meal ever, but it would fill you up. What is T-boy dick? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. When a trans man goes to HRT and their clitoris grows a couple inches, that happens. That's gotta be some hentai shit. Let me dabble. Damn, Lil Teasy a bit freaky, huh? I don't hate it. Yeah. Okay, so as it turns out, leaving an orange in the freezer for 24 hours is not a good use of your orange. It destroys the texture. Taste is still there, though. It's awkwardly cold, though. It was so tiring for my tongue muscles to eat T-boy dick. Really? I don't know. I've never eaten pussy. I need to go into training arc? Damn right, bro. I feel like the best way to train, though, is just by doing it more, no? I feel like the best way to exercise is, like, to do the activity, no? You gotta prepare? I don't know how to train my tongue. Like I said, I'd rather, you know, train by practice, right? Sheep gonna give straight teeth. I'm not, bro. Dude, I'm gonna I'm gonna eat T-boy dick so good. Oh boy. Okay, maybe I don't discuss this. See that tooth gap? Well, it's gonna go straight through. I'll be fine. Don't laugh at my teeth gap, okay? I can already fit a quarter through it. Man, dude, when that message came through my Twitch chat, that, like, changed my fucking psyche. I hope you know that. Genuinely, like, some rando came in my chat, said, can you fit a penny through your front teeth? And, dude, I have literally never thought about my teeth the same way after that. That message fucking changed me. Roses and Dias, no offense, that sounds like the biggest, like, incel activity ever. I don't know. It sounds like training myself to eat pussy better before I even, like, get pussy. Like, it's just, oh my god, it feels like such an incel-y activity. Oh, speaking of incels, oh my god, I wanted to talk about incels for a second because I had a revelation because I've been scrolling Reddit while at work whenever I'm bored, which is often, and I have enough time that I can slack off. I've been scrolling Reddit. You are literally incel. I'm not. Don't fucking call me that, bro. Because incel is such a like, I understand what you're trying to say, but it's like, it got such a negative connotation, bro. Bro, it's such a negative connotation. You cannot call me that. All right? This is not a meme, bro. Incel, involuntarily celibate. I get the definition. The technical definition fits. I understand, but incel is a mindset. It's the vibes than opposed to the actual definition, okay? It's like calling somebody, there are plenty of words that, like, feel a lot worse than they actually are technically defined. Yes, I know I'm there for, but don't fucking call me that. You know what I'm talking about. People don't use incel to like, define rando people who just don't, like, fuck often. Alright, incels are bad. It's not good to be an incel. It's like a bad thing. Okay, if you are like it's okay if you get no pussy, like, and if you get no pussy and you're still a chill guy, that's fucking fine. But if you get no pussy and you're a fucking, like, creepy weird fucker, then it's like, okay. Random people, that's not, I don't care. That's not how people use it though, Roses. It's like, it's the same way they've bastardized the word gooner. Okay, Roses? This is the same thing. Gooner used to mean something completely different, but now we've changed the definition through popular usage. You understand this as much as I do. Language is not, you know, a strict definitional game. All right, it is the way that we use the words that, you know, kind of defines their actual, you know, usage, I guess. The way that, you know, we use words. What did gooner used to mean? Gooning is an activity. Well, gooning technically, what it used to mean is a hardcore jerker. Basically, somebody who would jerk off but not come, and they would do that shit for, like, hours. That's what gooning used to be, okay? Gooning used to be, like, this super degenerate activity where you would, like, sit in your fucking room and you would jack off incessantly for, like, hours and hours, but you would never come. That was gooning. It was like, it was advanced edging. But now people just use the word gooner to just mean, like, yeah, I jerked my shit a little. Okay? Gooner is such a much more normalized term that if you call somebody a gooner, it's like much less of a being a gooner is not a good thing, but yeah, now it's like a casual thing, right? Same thing with incel. Just because incel means something doesn't mean that the way that we use the word incel doesn't like refer to a specific kind of person, and a very negative kind of person, which is why I don't like the idea of the word incel being thrown at me, because I am, I don't get pussy. I don't fuck, and that's fine. All right? But when you start throwing around the word incel, like, it kind of hits a little, it's not irony, all right? We are not using this as an ironic joke. And that becomes a problem for me. Because only call me bad things if it's in irony. Or if you actually think that and you want me to, like, seriously change. Then we can have a conversation about that. It's fine. If you think I'm actually sexist, then please tell me. So I can meaningfully change my activities, or we can have a discussion. If you actually think I'm a bad person in any particular aspect, let's talk. You are an incel, you just don't want to be called it. I am technically an incel, but I do not carry the same kind of auspicious vibes that incels normally carry with them. You know what I'm talking about. The people that are very, like, narcissistic and, people who basically believe that they don't fuck because it's women's fault, because they're super misogynistic. According to studies, I'd love to see those studies, but I'm sure that there's some element of, like, the way that we act, unintentionally, I'm sure. Something unintentional, but I think you can only do so much to, like, I don't know, deal with your unconscious brain. At some point, I only really care about what your conscious brain is doing, Maybe I'm going to bed. That's fine. I know, but I can talk about this to the fucking void. I'm cool with that. No, but so there's this subreddit that I've been kind of fascinated with. It's called Kitchen Cells. I don't know if you've seen this, but I saw a couple posts on Twitter and I decided to check it out. Now I've been fascinated by Kitchen Cells. First of all, because you're a kitchen cell. I'm not a kitchen cell because I don't post pictures of myself. Yeah, no, that one is fascinating. Not because I found it fascinating, not because of, like, kind of like the base post, because, like, there's a lot of, like, the word I believe they use is fake cell, where a bunch of, like, fake cell people are just, like, cosplaying as an incel, right? They're kind of posting, like, I will never feel the touch of a woman, and then they post some random food. It's like, okay, come on, bro. Like, this is not some real incel shit, all right? Real incels are poets, okay? They describe their lack of sex beautifully. But it's also super interesting, because it feels like a kitchen cell is a place where I get to peel back the layers of a real incel, the people that really hate women, because ultimately what I believe about, like, sex and whatnot is that if you are not having sex, that is entirely on you. Respectfully. If you're not having sex, that's on you. Okay? And that's not like a negative thing. If you don't want to have sex, then you're not having it. But, the fact is, if you're not finding ways to have sex, then that is on you. Because we are all humans, and all humans want to fuck. Or, the vast majority of us. It's like, if you are not finding somebody, then you are a miserable person. It's either you don't want to, or you are a miserable person. There's not a whole lot of options there, okay? And so just being able to see kind of this, like, the small, like, behind every, like, angry, bitter, misogynistic incel is this tiny little, desperate, pathetic worm creature. And I think Kitchen Cell is it's a window into that world, that behind the bravado of this, annoyingly, this really annoying kind of evil person is, this pathetic thing. And I like that. I like seeing behind the curtain. that these people are just so fucking desperate, and they are so desperate and they are so unable to comprehend that it is on them. They are so unable to comprehend that the reason that they are not having the sex they so desire is because of them and only them. It's a fascinating thing. So yeah. What I'm trying to say is ultimately go outside and fucking better yourself, okay? Make yourself a better person. Everybody knows there are things that they could do to make themselves better. It's just a question of if you want to do them. And at some point you're gonna like hit a wall or hit a wall at some place where you're like, I want to do it, and you're gonna do it, and then you're gonna be better and you're gonna be probably happier for it. That's what I've been doing for the last couple of years. Like every couple of months I'll have like a thing where like I just want to better myself. And then I'll better myself and I'll improve something about myself, and then we'll continue. It's just the slow incremental process of getting better. Because I always make sure that I try to turn all of these like little things I do into habits. I'm a big habits guy. I like schedule and I like habits. So if I'm gonna better myself, I'm gonna do it in a more permanent way. I don't like doing these like limited time fucking specials. Limited time, Sheep is gonna be a better person for fucking 90 days. That is lame. All these fitness programs that I see people do with like the what's it called? These like limited day fitness programs, like these challenges or whatever, like that, stupid. Stupid. If you're not working, like you need to find a way to incorporate exercise into your daily life in a consistent way that can scale long term. All right? You're not working out for one day. You're working out every day for the rest of your life. All right? Maintenance, baby. You have to maintain you're sick. You need to maintain being a better person. That goes for like everything. That goes for like emotional stuff as well, all right? You need to maintain your personality. Damn it. Level 9 is a bit of a tricky bitch for sure, but I'm getting better at the frame perfect, and as long as I'm better at that, I think that level 9 just it feels infinitely better if you can just hit the frame perfect, and then like if I fail at this part, like I don't know, I'm fine with that at some level. It is kind of annoying that I'm not hitting it more consistently, but I think like, you know, saying I should hit something more consistently is saying like, you know, you should eat more vegetables. Like, yeah, of course everybody should eat a little bit more vegetables, you know? The dream diet is eating a whole lot less meat. But hey, here we are. Being vegan, baby. Unless you're trying to do something really extreme. Like powerlifting or something. If you're trying to be an extreme weightlifter or like trying to be world's strongest man, then meat is kind of a necessity in some aspects. To get that kind of protein with those kind of nutrients, either you'd have to do like a bunch of protein powder and a whole lot of pills, or just eat meat. And meat is just cheaper and simpler and probably just tastes better. That's my idea of it. And also just eating less meat is just better for kind of like everything. It's cheaper for your budget. It's better for the environment. Like just eating a little bit less meat is just like everything is just better as a result. Your health generally improves everything. But I could also be crazy. I think that's where the studies generally point, that going in a more vegetarian direction with your diet is generally healthier. That's not to say that you shouldn't be eating meat. Because meat is fucking amazing. And I'm not going to stop eating meat for the world. I am not becoming a vegetarian. Thanks, I'm good. If you want to, that's fine. But not me. I want to eat the rest of my orange. These Mandarin season is in full force. They're so good. This particular batch, I've been waiting. That's the thing, I've been waiting too, because I know it's coming. In Sacramento, we have like a lot of mandarins. And I knew. It's like, once winter time starts hitting, mandarins are going to come. The first time I saw them in the grocery store, where they looked really, really good. Because normally they look pretty like small and weak and pathetic and shit. But these ones. That's what I want. That's what you want to see. That's the best part about mandarins. Okay? Mandarins are like better oranges. Imagine like an orange if it was just kind of better. Now, oranges do have certain advantages that mandarins don't. For example, the slices of an orange. When you get a really good orange, it's like really big. The slices of an orange, you can really like bite into it. It's a different eating experience. But mandarins are sweeter. They're easier to peel, generally. And yeah, they just kind of taste better. And the really good mandarins, a really good mandarin will mog a really good orange any day of the week. Now, that's not to say the peak of oranges is not better than the peak of mandarins. The peak of oranges is just a mandarin, but bigger, which is better. So the peak of an orange is always going to mog the peak of a mandarin, but it's so much easier to reach consistently good mandarins than consistently good oranges. That is all I'm saying. Also, I am also biased because I come from like Mandarin land. There's a lot of Mandarin, like locally producing mandarins in the Sacramento area, so I get the benefit of having very, very, very local product. I don't know why I didn't stop more, but hey, you know what? We're here now. Slowly losing my mind, playing individual levels. That's what the back half of the stream is made for at the end of the day, so. After I reach like the 2-hour point in Red Ball, that's when I start becoming increasingly bored with the game. Mostly because I've run out of shit to yap about. This is why it's nice to do the most of the runs at the beginning of stream as opposed to the end. Because I'll have all the energy, and now I'm sapped. I wonder if I can wait less long there, but... You have to wait long enough to kill any momentum you have. Or else the strat don't work. At least I'm hitting that frame perfect. And then the rest of the level is like easy. Easy as. Simply put. I'm gonna try to go for the hold jump strat. Because there is a strat where you just hold. Well, not that. But theoretically. You get the frame perfect. And you hit this. And you hold jump like so. You know, you'll get something like that. Now, that is faster. The Question is it consistent? And the answer to that is generally, it's less consistent than the method I've been using. Now, when you hit it twice in a row like that, you know, you start to feel a tingling in your loins. Back to full runs? No. Mirrors, like I said, this is the part. There was actually speaking of Cobblemon, because you're back now, and I thought of Cobblemon because you're here. There was a Cobblemon event. I think I talked about this, that I wanted to maybe... It wasn't the server, because that was a different thing. But there's like a limited day event where it was like... We're going to open the server for like 6 hours for like 2 days, and then, you know, you'll fight the Elite Four or whatever. I was thinking about doing it, but I'm like, that's a lot of grinding. It's a lot of grinding. And so I decided to say nope skis. My only beef with these Cobblemon events is that they are kind of just grind fests at the end of the day. What event? Oh my god, you could not pay me to remember the person who was hosting it. It might have been a Darkest Memories thing. I have like I said, I'm a part of like 20 different like random event discords, so it could be any of the above here. You see, I don't like going for that strat because then shit like that happens and then you just lose the run when it was a very easy finish. So I'm happy to lose time on 10 going for a safer strat here because theoretically I should be able to make it up in 11. Like just doing that, it's a little bit slower, but oh my god, is it more consistent. I think maybe here's an idea. No, it just takes too long to reset. I was thinking about doing an idea of like Red Ball where like I warm up by completing each level once and then I go into full runs. But I don't like that because then I have to like go to the practice mod and then I have to reset my entire stream just to get the full thing up, and it kind of gets frustrating. It might be a good time waste just for more attempts, for better quality attempts, I should say. Because I'll at least jumpstart the muscle memory for the later levels. The era of Flash games was such a different time. Back when I had a shittier computer. In some sense, those were the days. But now the days are over, and now we're in the new days. And honestly, I kind of fuck with the new days. I can't even lie. The days were nice, but I think nostalgia's overrated. At least for me. It's weird. I don't have a lot of, like, I have nostalgia towards my childhood, but then, like, I'm, like, a much happier where I am right now. For some reason. I guess it's just, like, an independence thing. I'm just really into, like, being an independent person, and so having independence just rubs me the right way. I saw people saying they would RP in Cobblemon, and I don't mind. That's fine. I'm probably just not going to play the server that much. No offense to the server. It's just A, not something I particularly want to grind, and B, there's a bunch of other stuff I'd rather be doing in my more limited time off now. I don't have the time to just randomly throw in a server that I can play. I have a bunch of I have to be a lot more tactical with the way I use my free time now. I wonder if I actually put some time and effort into making that frickin' news thing I wanted to do for like a Civ event a reality. If I actually put in some real effort. Just to see how it goes. Honestly, just to get myself back into the mix of like video editing stuff. Mess around with some video graphics and whatnot. Because I'll have like I'll have the specs to do it on a new PC, right? Like having all the power at my fingertips to do all the crazy special effects stuff, the 3D effects that I wanted to make. We can make some news graphics. I would need a concept though for like how would I craft a news opening? Because one thing that I really like about news openings is that they've got a lot of like moving 3D elements. Like I like that a lot. And the question is how would I recreate something like that? It would be very difficult because it feels like I would have to like individually move each piece, and I feel like maybe if I just build a news studio, maybe I should start with that. Build a studio where I can record all the episodes of the show. I've talked about this a lot, but the big problem with all the news in all these Civ events is that they keep on imagining themselves as entities, as players. They are another group that is to be, respected or feared, or they have some relevance or some position and placement within the world. If you imagine yourself like that, that is where you fail as a news organization. You need to imagine yourself as like a spectator in everything. You are not there to directly impact what is happening. You are simply there to document it. And ultimately what that will end up being is, because you are a player documenting shit, you will ultimately end up, impacting the world, because as a reporter, you're there, you're present, you're asking for interviews and shit. Like, you will end up impacting the way people make decisions, regardless of how you want it to. But the difference is you need to let it. You can't force it. You can't force yourself to have impact in the world. You have to let it happen to you as a reporter. That's why you don't build like a base. Don't build a headquarters as news. That's waste of time, A, but B, it means that you have more impact in the world than you should be having. Again, you are trying to be an observer, right? Will you die as a reporter? If I was a reporter in a Minecraft event, I would be a reporter and I would die as a reporter. If it was better for the story to get myself killed. Because again, like, I am a reporter, but I'm still I am like a reporter, yes, and I'm trying not to be a character in the story, but I am unwittingly a character in the story because I am a reporter, right? And so if it means that better content is found because my death occurs, then, so be it. It would be really bad, though, specifically for me, because, like, again, the news thing that I want to run would be, like, much more in-depth than any other Minecraft news I've ever seen. It would be much more, like, hard. It would be a lot more work outside. Like, if I was going to do this news thing, you have to understand. It would be, like, I'd be pulling all-nighters, like, every night. It would be like 3 straight days of all-nighters. Wake up, do it again. Get like 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep, do it again. And then go to work for a week. And then do it again. Alright? The streams would be like much less of me, like... It would just be a less like interactive stream. It would be me not interacting with chat that much, and me just like... Probably just like talking with people in Discord DMs a lot. Just me aggressively yapping to people in Discord DMs so I can get like interviews and like find the right stuff, because I've decided, I made this decision actually a while back, because initially here's what I thought about like the news stuff. It's like, okay, so as a news, if I'm going to do like video news, I need background footage. And what's the best way to capture background footage? Replay mod. What's the problem with using replay mod when you're in a Civ event? It's kind of fucking cheating. If you're going into your replays in a Civ event and you're not like intending it to be like something like to prove some cheating or prove like you got RP like RDM'd or something, it's not like cool like in character to go into the replay mod, because it's a super easy thing to not do, and it's also just kind of generally lame. And so for a while I'm like, you know, we can play around that, we can just like be smart with the way that we use replay mod. But what I've decided is that ultimately what would be easier, I think what would be cooler and what would be more authentic would be if we just use like our camera, our first person as the camera, right? Because if you don't know about Minecraft, it's got a funny little thing. It's called cinematic controls. If you turn it on, your camera stops moving all herky-jerky and starts being very smooth. And so if we just use that, we press F1 and we record our screen, then suddenly we are the camera. And so now you're capturing, you know. The only problem for that is convincing people to do that shit. And I think that's ultimately my hold up with this whole like news idea thing. It's convincing people to do all of this. Because it's not just the fact that you have to, you know, go around and be a reporter. That's easy. I think you can easily convince people to, you know, do the reporter stuff. But the hard part is that now we're adding a video component in it. And that video component takes some actual, like, some real time and effort. Alright, you need to be an actual, like, cinematographer. Right? Writing an article is real easy, especially when all you're doing is giving up information, but... I also wonder... how much I would be... I'm starting to think about like the journalistic ethics of in a Minecraft event, which is a funny thing to talk about, but as a journalist, would it be cool if somebody else gave me a video of their perspective? Would you want to use that? I think the answer is kind of no. I feel like you're not allowed to use the perspective of somebody else in footage, because that feels like... it feels a little cheat to me, you know? These people write essays for their farmers OCs because it can't be that hard to find someone. I don't know, just words are always easier than video. There's always been the barrier of entry to words is always lower than it is to visual mediums. And that's kind of the ultimate like issue I run into with a lot of my ideas, is that I am fundamentally working through the medium of video. And that just takes more time and more effort. Writing an article, like, I can pump that shit out easy, but making a video is just a much different beast. So, ultimately the final result would be peak if it happened, but the question is, can I not only A, do it, but also B, convince enough people to help me that I would have enough footage to make it quality? What is that? This would be just for a hypothetical random event. I imagined it for one of the larger events. Probably I would want to like run something as big as this during like an Ish event, because Ish is again the pinnacle of Minecraft events. So I would wait for the next iteration of the Ish event to come around, and then I would try to run this. But again, it would take a lot of politics for me to, because I would need enough reporters that are interested in doing that. But then also there would be a lot of because these are a lot of people. There are going to be competing news organizations. So I would have to talk to the owners of the news organization and say, hey, I want to like gobble you. I'm interested in gobbling you. I need help with my project. And clearly, like, I think I should be able to like overpower most of the other news organizations. Not only because I'll be more prepared and I'll have more like experience, and also I'm just like a more no name, but also just because I have a more fleshed out idea. I think a lot of people in these events, they just start groups and they don't really have an idea of how to run a group. I know how to do this. I know how to run a group. I know what it takes. I know the kind of preparation I need to make for this. And so, yeah, I will have much better organization than people will, kind of naturally gravitate towards me because I have better organization. Also, I'll have better marketing. But that's neither here nor there. New versus pro news, basically, yeah. So the goal will be to basically get to the smaller news organizations, like the news organizations that are going to be like potato chips and nobody's going to give a shit about. You have to get to those people first so you can say, hey, I've seen your news organization. I know that Shay ain't going to work. Come hang with me. And it'll be better. You'll get more visibility. It'll be peak. And they'll be like, yeah. But then also it's like, again, most people will be operating in the realm of paper, in articles. And I will be saying, you have to switch. That's my problem, is that I'll be asking all these people who want to be Minecraft journalists, but I'll be saying you have to not only, you need to switch off your medium of choice, right? Because we will need writers, but we won't need writers to write articles. We'll need writers to write scripts. We'll need writers to write scripts for me to say, right? That's the difficulty. And so this to me feels like a very large leap in like, which is why I kind of want to like run something like this in a much smaller scale, in a much smaller event, just to see, it's like, would people be interested in this? Would people do this if I presented it as an option? What a concept this is in my head. How many gens till you can do it? No, it wouldn't work in Progeny. Because Progeny is much more roleplay based, and video is not a concept. It would have to be paper if I did it in Progeny. Strictly paper. And I'm sure that shit already exists, so... I would be a much better reporter than anybody else. let me talk my shit a little bit. I'd be a fucking fantastic reporter. The best part about me during civ events is that I have no shame. I will fucking, like, if I have a mission, I will walk up and I will talk to anybody I need to. And if I was a reporter, I would fucking, dude, I'd do whatever the fuck I wanted. I'd just walk up to people. I'd sneak into play. I'd be like an investigative journalist. I'd do everything. All right, you haven't seen a journalist like me, bro. I would be, honestly, I should do that next Progeny season. If there's there's got to be a news organization in Progeny. I should just fucking join them, bro. Dude, I would fucking ball out so hard as a journalist. You have no idea. And it'd be peak content too. That's the best part about it. And me as a journalist in Progeny, bro, we're getting all the juicy drama. That's the point of watching the damn stream, to get all the juicy drama. Bro, we'd get everything. I have thought of this sooner. I just never thought about like running it, because I think even funner, even more enjoyable, I think, for content than being ancillary to the drama is being in the drama. Being a character inside of that drama is better than being an outside observer. But the best way to ensure that you get, coverage or insight into that inner work is by being a journalist. Okay? I mean, it would allow me to keep sneaking around. If there's one thing I could continue to do in Progeny, it would be being a sneaky fucking rat, which is what I've been doing for literally 3 seasons in a row now, and I would find a new way to continue to use rope arrows. You news be biased as fuck? Oh man, it would be so fucking biased. In Progeny, bro? Dude, I'm playing a character. I'm not being Sheepo3, the unbiased journalist. I'm being fucking whoever the fuck I name my character as, the super biased journalist. Are you kidding me? It is so much better content to be biased. I would be warmongering the fuck out of everybody, bro. Are you kidding me? I would be warmongering. I'd be spreading propaganda. Name yourself? I don't know. I don't do good with making up fantasy names. My roleplay names are the weakest part of my roleplay. Facts. Facts. There was a bit of orange left. Name yourself Buster. Buster the journalist. I name myself Jonathan. I'm actually going to look up Progeny right now. I want to see if there's any like actual news organizations. Public notice board. There's no way there's not. There has to be a news. Like somebody has got to do like news stuff. There's just no fucking way that people haven't done news stuff. I just don't believe it. It'd be shocking to me. It would be a lot of work if I did in Progeny, but it would be good practice, I guess. The disappearance of Corey Capone's body. Yeah, Corey Capone did get murked. Shout out to Corey. I would need to get some program that could turn speech into text, some speech to text program. So I could transcribe, like if I was doing an interview, I could like transcribe. Because if I'm doing an interview with somebody and I wanted to publish that, I would need to like, it'd be so much work to go through it manually. I'd need to get some like program that I could just throw it in. It would transcribe it. Probably most of the video editing stuff that I have would work, but I need to practice with that. At least make sure it would work. Unless somebody comes to me with like a better idea, I think I'm gonna default to news until, let me see, hold on, I'm gonna look up news. It's kind of too general though. News article? Some random people. There's no way there hasn't been a news. That's so shocking to me. There hasn't been a news organization in Progeny. I don't even know. I'd have to ask somebody. People are naming themselves the ghost of. What the fuck? This guy's named himself the ghost of. Why are people taking my shit, bro? Why are people ripping my shit? Who's naming themselves the ghost of Vincinta? Bro, why are people yoinking my shit? What the hell? Bro, the ghost of fucking Wave has had way more. What the fuck? People are yoinking my shit. If I look up Ghost of, I wonder what I'll get in the Discord. This is fascinating to me. Ghost of Speak Up. Bro, why is this become a fucking Mrs. Ghost or the Ghost of Aramis? Oh my god. The Ghost of worse than the Ghost of Wave. Apparently people have been referencing me. The Ghost of Wave goes kind of hard. That's what they said. They said the Ghost of Wave goes kind of hard. I didn't make it up. What can I say? They're lying. Yeah, I mean, they typed it, bro. Ghost of Wave buried in an undisclosed location. They talking about me, bro. I have made an impact, motherfucker. The Ghost of Wave has had impact, okay? Suck my dick. They can't deny the presence. They can't deny the presence, motherfucker. They still thought I was alive. Man, when did I die? What day did I die, man? Holy shit. Let's talk about it. You can't deny the impact that Sheepo3 has had on the public consciousness. So, the Ghost of Wave has been an impactful character, Miraz. You can't deny it. I won at the end of the day. I think that's it. I don't think that's it. I'm getting better at that initial, like, frame. It's always just the back half that kills me. That's not it. I tap too late. Because people... I've got Mystique, bro. And also, I also just ran into the middle of a crowded theater where everybody was watching, and I tried to kill the leader. I fucked up the entire vibes of a party, Miras. That's why I had impact. Honestly, I'm so glad I did it. I jumped down, like, in the worst possible time. If I wanted to kill somebody, that's the worst possible time to do it. And I did it. In the middle of a gigantic party, I tried to kill the most important leader on the server. And that's why I get that's why I've got motion, bro. They can't deny. They can't deny the motion, Mirrors. You will try. They will try. The only hard part about creating a character where I'm part of a news organization would be to, like, make that character. Oh, I have to, like, justify it. Like, I'm born somewhere and then I end up leaving that place and become, like, a journalist or whatever. It'd be annoying. Maybe that's part of the character. People just think I'm all constantly associated with a nation when in reality I'm like, no, I swear I'm not. Who's gonna be my parents? Hey, Miras, who's gonna be my parents for fucking... Who are gonna be my progeny parents? Gosh, what a fucking... Ugh. It's the only, like, thing I hate is that I have to, like, canonically have parents. I don't know why that rubs me the wrong way. Most of the people in the server are like 18 plus. It's fine. I just don't want like some random fucking like 16-year-old to be like, I have to roleplay as if you're my fucking dad. Like, bro, you're 16. Just give no fucks, get married. We're getting married next season in Progeny. It's confirmed. Sheepo3 is gonna get married. Suck my dick, it's happening. Sheepo3 marriage. Mandatory marriage stream, okay? I'm gonna hire an assassin to fuck up my wedding. I'm gonna hire an assassin to kill my bride. How sick would that be? I pretend to marry somebody, but then I've hired an assassin the whole time to kill them? Shit, that actually might be peak. You know what? Man, I wish more people would be more down for crazy shit like this. Damn, maybe I should be doing that shit. Have we finally discovered peak? It's Kirked. That would be so peak. Oh my god. Dude, the roleplay around that would be so fucking peak. And I'd have to act all sad like, no! No! And, but the whole time I'd be laughing inside my head because this is exactly what I wanted. Oh my god. It'd be a beautiful thing, bro. Gosh. It could bring a man to tears, and then when I'm trying, no, even better would be I try to do this. I try to do this whole thing. I try to kill my wife. I try to like secretly assassinate her. But then the people I talk to me backstab me. They turn around and they use this information to turn it around. So then in my wedding, I'm the one who gets killed. I, who tried to backstab my wife, am the one who gets killed. Oh my god. Now that is peak. Or maybe instead of I do, the person who's going to be my in-character wife turns around and says, take him to prison. And then the guards pop out and they rush me away. And I'm like, what's going on? This is heresy. Now that, right there, you see what Sheep is putting together here? It's called peak. It's okay if you've never seen it before. I'm going to complete level 12, 11. I will play level 12 and then I will leave. Make it wedding interesting, exactly. I am doing a wedding except I try my hardest to not get married. Mandatory wedding except I don't get married. God. Finally, a peak of mandatory wedding. And it is mandatory. If I ever get married in a Civ event, I want my fucking stream. I want everybody to be here. Miraz, I need you to be here, and you cannot leave this stream. It is mandatory. It's a mandatory wedding. I wish people would think the same way. If everybody thought the way that I thought about Minecraft Civ events, I think that there'd be a lot more outlandish shit happening. That's all I'm saying. Because I think people would just be like, dude, if I was ever a leader of a nation, I'd be so down if somebody wanted to like assassinate me. Bro, I'd be like if I was the leader of a nation and then somebody DM me like, yo, I have this plan and I want to assassinate you. I'd be like, yo, let's fucking do it. And then I'd be like, okay, I could go here and I can make myself really obvious. So I'll give you an opportunity. And if you can beat out like my guards, then you can get the kill, like all that shit. I'd give them the chance because like, yeah, that's sick. Assassinate me. That's cool. People are just so fucking protective of their lives, man. If people just were just happier to die more, it'd be so much more fucking peak. God, why can't people be like me, dude? Just be willing to die because it's fucking peak when you do. It's peak if you're dead. It's ridiculous. That's a crazy amount. All right, I should probably end stream. I have to eat, and I have to get to work on rankings, because those are not happening yet, and I've been working on those a lot. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Red Ball stream of the day. If you like Red Ball, well, guess what? It's a lot more of where that's coming from. If you don't like Red Ball, wait until the weekends. Well, not this weekend. Maybe like Sunday or Saturday. Maybe Saturday if I get home in time, but probably just Sunday. I'm not streaming tomorrow. Thursday is off limits because that's Thanksgiving. I will be at home with my family, celebrating with my fucking dying, crippled, depressed father, who is just, crying himself to sleep every night. He hates his life. None of that is true, but I'm just making it up. The dying part is true. Everything else I made up. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real fun. I've got to get out of here. I will talk to you gamers on Sunday. Peace. Bye.